Hey guys, it's Rebecca, and today I'm going to be talking about Harry Potter. Today is July 31st, which means that it is Harry Potter's birthday, so a big happy birthday to Harry Potter. I'm celebrating by wearing my I solemnly swear I'm up to no good shirt. And today I'm going to be talking about why I believe that Harry Potter is not evil and why everyone should read it. Now, I grew up in the homeschool community, and a lot of people in that community believe that Harry Potter is evil because of the dark magic that is in it, and they don't let their kids read it. I read Harry Potter when I was about 16 years old, and I'm actually really glad that I waited later in my teenage years to read Harry Potter. And today I'm going to be discussing some of the things that I think that people have misconceptions about Harry Potter and why that those misconceptions are not true. The main argument with Harry Potter is that it is evil because there is dark magic, and I can understand where these people are coming from because in the Bible it says dark magic is wrong and that people should not delve into dark magic. Harry Potter is not about dark magic. Yes, it has dark magic in it, but that is not the main point of the book. I believe that the main point of the book is friendship, overcoming evil with good, and not judging people for who they are or the way that they act. The thing I want to talk about is the friendship that is in this book. Friendship is a very vital part of this book. Obviously, you have the trio, Harry, Hermione, and Ron, who are friends throughout the whole entire series, and they help each other through hard times, fight evil with each other, and I think that the friendships in this book are really important, and they can be an example for young readers who are reading Harry Potter. Each person in the trio has something different to contribute to their friendship. Harry is the chosen one, and so he feels kind of like he doesn't belong, but then Ron and Hermione come into his life, and they accept him. Even though he is this great legend of Harry Potter, he's the chosen one, he's going to save the world. They don't become friends with him because of that. They become friends with him because he is a good person, and they want to just be friends with this guy that they meet on the train. For years, their friendship develops and becomes even stronger as they have to face trials and dangers and the end of the world. And I believe that this friendship is one of the best friendships that I've ever read about. Hermione is this muggle who is really excited about coming to Hogwarts, and she's so smart, and she just has all these aspirations for herself, and she has all these rules in her head that she has to follow, and sometimes that can get in the way. They don't want to be friends with the smart aleck or someone who's going to constantly tell them that they're stupid or anything like that. But I think that over the books, Hermione shifts from that person who is, we have to follow the rules, these are the rules that are set and they cannot be broken, to someone who in the 7th book is breaking rules and not caring about what other people say because she is doing what she feels is right. It's an interesting case. Ron is not my favorite character out of Harry Potter. I have issues with Ron, but in the friendship side of it, he contributes a lot to the friendship, and he really needs those friends because he comes from a poor family, kind of been overshadowed by his brothers. Like, his older two brothers are doing wonderful things with their life, with dragons and whatever the other one's doing. And Fred and George are hilarious. They're the class clowns. Everyone knows them. And so then Ron comes along, and he's just, Ron, or as Draco Malfoy would put it, just another Weasley. He learns that it's okay to be Ron. Like, you don't have to be Bill, or you don't have to be Fred, and you don't have to be George. Like, you can just be Ron Weasley, and that's okay. And I think sometimes people want us to change in order to be their friend, and Harry and Hermione do not do that for Ron. They accept him for who he is, even if he's number 6 in a big family, and there's nothing really special about him. He's not the chosen one, he's not smart, he's just Ron Weasley. Just ordinary Ron Weasley. And that's okay for Harry and Hermione because they don't care about any of that. They just care about their good friend. Next thing that I'm going to talk about is becoming evil with good. One of the main story arcs in this series is overcoming Voldemort. Throughout the books you learn more about Voldemort and you have encounters with him and you see just how evil Voldemort can be. In the series you realize how much this is going to take out of Harry, and in the end Harry does die, spoiler alert, but he does come back, so don't feel too bad if you haven't finished the series. But the series, the main goal is we have to defeat Voldemort because he is wanting to take over the world, and we cannot let this evil come into Hogwarts or into the Muggle world or into the Wizarding world. And they are actively seeking how to defeat Voldemort. And one of the main things that I appreciate about this book is how Harry never considers going to the dark side. He is totally focused on defeating Voldemort and fulfilling his destiny, and he never even thinks about, you know, maybe this goody boy life is not for me, like I want to go and be evil. I don't think he ever thinks that, and it's been a couple years since I read the book and I could be wrong, but I truly believe that Harry is good and he wants to stay good. Those who have never read this book and judge it because there is dark magic in it, I want to tell them that yes, there is dark magic in it and there are sorcerers and wizards and evil people, but they don't have the final say. Evil is defeated in this book just like it is in the Bible. Like at the very end of the Bible, evil is defeated and good triumphs over evil. And that is what happens in this book too. Although there is dark magic in this book, I think magic is always shown as evil, and there is never anything positive about the dark magic that Voldemort and the rest of his minions are engaging in. The last thing that I want to talk about is how this book shows that we should not judge people for their outward appearance. There are a couple of characters throughout the book that are shown as evil in the beginning, but over time and once they get character development, it is shown that, you know, they're really not that evil at heart. And the two people that I'm thinking of are Severus Snape and Draco Malfoy. Severus Snape is not my favorite character. I could do without the arc, even though the Always scene is really heart-wrenching, and I love that scene in the movie where he's just like clutching Lily. That is such a great scene. I love that scene, but I could have done without that. I just feel like that character development came too late in the series and she was just trying to make people good. But Severus Snape has a troubled past and he has been bullied in the past by James Potter. While that is totally not condone his actions towards Harry in the beginning of the books. You should never beat up a child just because their father made fun of you in your childhood and took away the girl that you loved. Like, that's not any excuse for what Severus Snape did. But I think that in the end, Severus Snape died. Readers realized that, you know, he's not a totally bad guy. Like, in the Sorcerer's Stone, when Harry is thinking that Severus is evil because he's going out into the woods, it's actually Quill who is hosting Voldemort. And Harry has to learn that, you know, maybe Severus is not as bad as he seems. And I think that is shown throughout the books. And that is why the James and Lily arc is in there for Snape. The other person that I want to talk about is Draco Malfoy. Now, in the beginning of the book, he is like this annoying little kid who just wants to be the perfect little Slytherin for his father. And he doesn't care about Dobby or any of the other house elves and appears to want to be evil. And then I was reading a great thing on Pinterest which really enlightened me to Draco and his role in Harry Potter, and it basically was saying that Draco was forced at 16 years old to kill his teacher and to go to the dark side by his father and Voldemort. And, you know, maybe Draco didn't want to do that. Maybe he wanted to be a good boy and to just, you know, go throughout Hogwarts and learn about magic, and he didn't want eating of that stuff that his father and that Voldemort pushed on him. I think that in the end he is redeemed, but I think that you can't judge someone for how they're acting, because you never know if that's the way they're choosing to act or if that's the way that someone is pushing them to act. I think that the Harry Potter series really shows how important it is not to judge people for their outward appearance, because there are good Slytherins and there are bad Gryffindors. That is shown throughout the series, and I think that sometimes we judge people for their house, or like how they act, or how they dress, or the way they behave, and they're like, oh, that person's a Slytherin, they're evil, like, don't trust the Slytherin. And if someone's a Gryffindor, you're like, oh yes, like Gryffindor, they're brave, they're strong, they're courageous, like you have to trust the Gryffindor. And I think that Harry Potter shows that, you know, you shouldn't always trust the Gryffindor, and you can trust the Slytherin. Carry that over into our world. We don't have to believe that in these books. We need to carry that mindset into the real world. So those are the reasons that I believe that Harry Potter is not an evil book and why people should read it. Obviously there are those people that disagree with me and who still believe that Harry Potter is evil, and that's okay because that is your opinion. But all I would ask is that you would just read the first book. Like, it's not that long, it's less than 300 pages long, and you can't judge something if you've never read it. Like, I used to think that Harry Potter was evil just because that's what I had heard. And I was like, oh, Harry Potter, you can't read that. But then I read the book, and then I read the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and I realized, you know, this series is not evil. There's evil in the book, but that does not define the book, just like there is evil in this world, but that does not define our world. And in the end, good will triumph, and that is the same thing that happens in this book. So I wish all of you a very happy Harry Potter birthday, and I hope you all get your Hogwarts letter. Still waiting on mine, but you know, it's okay. It will come one day, I'm sure of it. What are your favorite things about Harry Potter? Let me know down in the comments below. And until my next video, happy reading!